Okay, hello. It's 6 o'clock, so let's get started. We barely have a quorum, so I think we're good to go. Chairperson Reed is out today, and so is Commissioner Mann. And we're still didn't really have any information yet on Commissioner Burns, Spossy Burns, but we'll just go ahead and continue in hopes that she's okay. Okay, so this is the Planning Commission meeting for Thursday, April 25th, 2024. And so we'll bring it to, we'll start. And I did not ask anyone to do the pledge. You'll do it? Okay, please do so. Thanks. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you for that. Commissioner Hill, yeah, thank you for that. All right, so with roll call again, looks like we've got a quorum here, and hope that Commissioner Spossy Burns is doing okay. Maybe it's traffic, but otherwise we'll go ahead and get started then. Time has been set aside for any person to express ideas for public input, any ideas, concerns, comments, questions, or issues that are not listed as a public hearing on the agenda. Comments, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, since it looks like there's no one to come up, we will go ahead and close the public input and begin with the business items. The first on the agenda is Magic Woods Montessori Class 3 home occupation located at 543 West Murray Way. Stephanie Lance is the applicant. All right.
We're close off of Mountain View Corridor. It's proposed Montessori school. There will be 2 classes. Okay, so normally a class 2 can go up to 16 students per day. The only reason it's coming to you guys is because they're asking for 20 students in a day instead. So that's the only difference. It's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And it's 40% of the home, which is what the code requires. Or no more than 40%. This is their proposed sign. It's just going to be that middle section of the home. 40% again. And then the drop off, they have enough parking spaces. They're going to do a drop off. There's that dead end road to the east of the home. And then they're just going to have that as the drop off and pick up. And then so it keeps people out of the road. So it's less congestion. Then the RV pad, the parking is going to be added in the future. Okay, yeah.
Soon, actually.
Okay.
Later.
So there'll be more parking on the side as well. And then, do you have any, I have motions unless you have any questions.
Okay, and I neglected to introduce you. Planner Kendall Black is presenting the application, so thank you. All right. Would the applicant like to add anything? Please introduce yourself and if you'd like to add anything.
Sure. Sorry, allergies. Stephanie Lance, and no, not really. I mean, Kendall has been amazing, just guiding me and understanding, all the laws and stuff. So
okay, thank you.
I guess I'm here if you guys had any questions or what we're doing, but it's pretty.
Okay, great. And we'll probably have some questions for you as well.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to open it up to the Planning Commission for any questions or comments. Commissioner Wilden.
Yeah, just wanted to ask if there was any concerns with any of the neighbors.
No, we haven't heard any. There was no feedback from any of the neighbors. No, didn't get any calls or emails or anything. So.
Good, thank you.
They are very excited. I can tell you that.
that it, Commissioner Walden?
That's it.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, I have, oh, I'm sorry, there it is now. Okay, sorry.
As Doug indicated, neighbors was a concern, just to make sure that they are aware of what's happening, but they had an opportunity to hear about that. As I read through it, it complies with all the codes, which is the big thing. And the other thing that I was just really, as I studied, that side street gives you a lot more kind of staging for parking, and there's no neighbors on that side. So it seemed like an ideal situation for you guys to do what you're doing. So I felt really, really comfortable with everything.
Thank you so much.
Anything else, Commissioner Hill? That's it? All right, thank you. All right, now I'll make some comments then. So first, the first page on the staff report for this application says that this is a legislative type of action, but this is administrative, is that right?
I get those two confused. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, the Plan Commission's approved authority. All right, thank you. Just want to make sure. And then, does the applicant agree to comply with all conditions in the city's planning staff packet?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to ask that just to get it on the record. In the layout, the floor plan layout, is there a bathroom in the 637.6 square foot area?
We're using just the bathroom that's a little bit off the square area. This is just our personal bathroom.
To the left, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not included in the blue area. Will employees use it, and is it expected for any other students to use it, or?
Yeah, I mean, in the case they need to go to the bathroom, yeah. But employees, it's really just me and my neighbor who are doing it together.
Okay, so then the bathroom will be used as part of the classroom then?
They will use that bathroom until we can finish our basement,
Okay,
which is not in the plans yet.
okay. All right, so shouldn't that be part of the 637?
I missed that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then if the bathroom is added, and it adds to the 637, is it still within the requirements?
Actually, no, it wouldn't be, because it's the 637.6 is exactly 40%.
Okay,
We can take off, really the biggest area that we need to use is the one more towards the window. I say the window, but I don't know which one's south.
Is that the front?
This is the front where the sign is, but that entrance, we're really not using that. I just put that in there because that's going to be the area where they're going to come in, but it's going to be where it says preschool daycare. That's the classroom. It's the only thing that's going to be used. We're not even using the kitchen because it's not a daycare, but Care for Childcare is licensing us for a daycare so they can give us a grant, but we're a preschool.
okay. So is the part that you could remove in the entrance, is it enough then to cover the square footage of the bathroom? Because I want to make sure that
Yeah.
you're in compliance so that we could approve this for you.
Yeah, the
but-
bathroom is small. It's just, I don't even know how big it is.
Is it like a half bath or a full bath?
It's a full bath, but it's really small. I really don't know how big it would be, but we can take off from the entrance. And I think that it would totally be in compliance. Don't we have like a picture of the plans? Just to see how big the bathroom was? I had that. I had that. I can send it to you, but I really don't see how we can add that much more if we just take part of the front.
Maybe.
Okay,
You know, it really is a small bathroom.
right.
And so eventually we want to get a permit to build in the basement, but that's my husband's department.
Okay, that's a little ways, okay.
Yeah, so it really is not, like I said, that area in the entrance is not even going to be used by the kids, but the bathroom will.
Okay, yeah, because, again, just to make sure that it stays compliant with the code, I'm wondering if, so that we could move this along, and if it is, if the area that won't be used in the front will be equivalent or more than the bathroom square footage, that we could put a condition in the motion to have the information, that the applicant provide the information to the staff, so that they can then make sure that it stays within, compliance for the square footage. Would that work?
And we have.
Do you have time for that?
She did give me a floor plan that does have the all the rooms,
Okay.
so I can go through and change that, and I would change the drawing and everything.
Okay.
So
And I have it on my phone too. I could pull up the actual.
So you have the information.
I have the
It's
information.
available.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
absolutely. And I have the design that I did. I just did that on Canva. I can go back in and just
Okay.
redo it. But yeah,
All right. That's something I'm going to put to the, to the commissioners as well, is you feel comfortable, since we are the approving authority for this application, if we approve the application, however, put a condition, just to make sure that the bathroom is included, so that there aren't any problems in the future in case, I mean, God forbid if there's a fire or something, and they say, well, why was anyone using the bathroom? That wasn't in the application.
oh, I
Something like
see.
that, yeah. So we want to make sure that that's, in there. But then also we have to make sure that the square footage complies as well. But we could put a condition, so that way we could, if we agree to approve it, then that way you can resolve that issue with the planning staff. So,
Number 4, it shows the 637.6 square feet. So we just need to make sure that that finding, as you said, would include the bathroom, and we may have to take it off that entrance.
okay, all right, sounds good, yeah. Okay, and then,
Oh, I had a
go ahead, if you had another question, yeah.
Yeah, I had a question. I do have all the, like the fire chief came, I have all that clearance already. I don't know if I sent it to you, I could send that, I don't know if that's,
I've got it.
okay, I don't know if that matters, but, so what you're saying is it can be approved as long as I provide that, or, sorry, I'm just not understanding
Oh, no
what's
problem.
going.
Yeah, so the square footage that you apply for has to include all the areas that you anticipate that your school will use. So bathroom is, clearly one of them.
Okay.
And then once that's included, then you have to make sure that the square footage that you are using is within compliance of what the ordinance says. So if you had some leeway, then it wouldn't have been an issue, but you're pretty close. The 637 square feet is pretty close to the limit already, and that's why there's a question where you'll need to provide that information so that the planning staff can just make sure that it stays within compliance.
Okay, is
Yeah.
that, I can do that, that's no problem. Is that all I need to do before it gets approved, or it gets approved?
No, I think we could approve it now.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
but then we'll,
I can send it as soon as I get home.
right.
I'll look at it tomorrow,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
have it, you've sent it to me, and I'll just check to verify
Yeah.
that the sizes work.
But we will attach a condition.
Sure.
So that way, if you don't meet the condition, then you'll have to, do something else to jog things around and then bring it back to us. But if you do meet the condition, then we're done.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a problem.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
We're good.
Okay, so any other questions from the planning commission? All right, great. Then if not, then I'll entertain a motion.
That the planning commission approve the requested Class 3 home occupation permit for Magic's Woods Montessori located at 543 West Marie Way, with the findings and conditions in the staff report, making sure that in the findings, number 4, talk about the 40% of the square footage of finished space would be used for the school, and possibly moving that down to conditions to make sure that that is addressed.
Okay. Was that clear? Do you need any clarification on that motion there? Okay.
Okay, at the bathroom.
Yeah, I think just to comment before we do a second, maybe if you could make a comment that maybe it's add a condition that the bathroom be added. Yeah, and then the square footage complies.
So a condition to be that the bathroom that'll be used for the school is included in the square footage.
Sounds good.
Of the 637.6 square feet.
Okay. Any questions? Oh, we have a motion.
I'll go ahead and second that.
Okay, we got a second. Any questions to the motion? All right, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those against? All right, passes unanimously. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Kendall.
Okay. I don't know how to turn them all off. Okay, so we'll move to the second business item. This is let me get to the, it is a city drinking water well, number 7, site plan, located at northwest corner of intersection of Pioneer Crossing and Saratoga Road, 2300 West Lehigh. And this is a city-initiated application.
Correct.
Okay,
Good
so-
evening, Commission. I had brought something similar to you a couple months ago. This is in the same wheelhouse. It's a pump house that the city is doing, located at the northwest corner, northwest of the intersection of 2300 West Saratoga Road and Pioneer Crossing. So it's right up against that Lehigh border along Pioneer Crossing. As you can see here on the map, this property is just under 1 acre that the city is doing this on for this water well, and it is part of the agricultural zone and is located within the. Here's the site plan for the property. You'll see that it's going to be fenced in with a 6-foot PVC coated, vinyl coated, black vinyl coated chain link fence. It will have the pump house on it, as well as a couple of retention ponds. And then the rest of it will be hydro seeded with native seed mix to fill out the site. So here are the north and south elevations. This building is going to be largely CMU in beige and in dark brown. It'll have a metal roof similar to other public utility buildings. Here are the east and west elevations just for your reference. Similar to other public utility buildings, it meets all of the requirements. We have several exceptions allowed for public utility buildings. This meets all of those and complies with our code. So any questions that you guys have, happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. And again, I've neglected to introduce you as David Jelen, planner. Have you presented before?
I have. It was a couple months ago.
I wonder if I missed it, because I...
It was, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. God.
No
I was
worries.
going to say, introduce yourself. Okay, sorry about that.
I have one of those faces that's easy to forget.
I have one of those memories that I don't remember faces. Okay. All right, well, thank you for that. Nice and brief. And
Yeah. Pretty straightforward on this one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll open it up to the commission if if you have any questions or comments.
Just a couple of questions. Now, this will be a well, correct? Mm-hmm. And then a pumping station too?
Yeah.
How deep is the well going to be? Do we know?
Ooh, I don't know how deep those wells typically are. That would be something that Public Works would
Okay.
have engineered as part of it, so.
Okay. And then the other question that goes along with that is what percent of the city usage water would come from this well? Just
Great question.
very specific, but
Yeah, I apologize. I don't know the answer to that. What
okay. Yeah, I was just curious as we're building out capacity, is it going to have any effect on the surrounding land? does it dry, because we have a well, does it dry some of the land around this area, those acres around, or just another curiosity question?
Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I would imagine that's something that, the engineers will have worked out with our consultant on this, and we'll make sure that that impact is,
Yeah, those were just the kind of the questions that I had. I know that it complies to all the code and where it needs to be, but just for the record, just to know some of those types of things that add to the understanding of why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that it, Commissioner Hale? Any other commissioner comments? Okay, and I'd like to just make one or two. What's the anticipated noise level of the pump? Pump house, any idea?
I don't have a good idea of that, and I'm not sure if they would have included the noise level. I know it will have several generators, so it will be generating some noise, but I don't know the level of noise.
Okay,
Not very loud.
not very long.
The generators cycle, but
It's pretty quiet.
Okay.
And they're inside the building.
Yes, yeah.
generators are not.
Oh, they're not.
Well, the one generator is screened. It's not inside the building, but it's screened.
Okay. So nothing like unusually excessive or anything like that, just typical of the city equipment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And also, thank you very much for such a clean application. It's really nice to see that.
Well,
Okay, well,
Ed.
if there are no other comments from the commission, then I will entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and give this a shot. I will recommend the site plan Saratoga Springs Drinking Water Well Number 7 for approval, located at parcel number 580310003, based upon the conditions and findings that we have stated here on page 3. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, we have a second. Any questions to the motion? All right, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Aye. All those against? All right, thank you. Passes unanimously. Thanks a lot
Thank you,
again.
Commission.
Thank you. Okay, this time I want to get the name correct here. Get to my. Okay. All right, next item is the South Fire Station Major Site Plan Amendment, located at 2821 South Ring Road, also city initiated, and we have planner Gina Grandpré.
Good evening, Commissioners. So we have another city project here before you tonight. We have the South Fire Station Site Plan Major Amendment. It's an addition of approximately 3,500 square feet. It is in the neighborhood commercial zone, and it's at 2021 South Ring Road. It is a city initiated project. This is somewhat of an incomplete site plan because it doesn't show the landscaping. However, the landscaping, you'll see the trees there on the south end of the building. Those trees are going to be relocated with water-wise landscaping on the south of the addition. So they're 25-year-old trees, and Jeremy wants to move them and transplant them and incorporate them into water-wise landscaping. So they did a minor amendment. We did a minor amendment on the site plan. This site plan was done 25 years ago. And so when this city first started up, you'll see that on along Ring Road, there is some landscaping at the entrance. That's water-wise landscaping. It will match that landscaping. There will also be a trash enclosure closer to the addition, but this is essentially what the site plan looks like, minus the landscaping. But it will meet the standard that the city has. This here is the elevations. It has all of the architecture design guidelines that we have, standards that we have, except for the building articulation on the rear of the building. Now, I do want to make mention that after speaking with Mark and everyone at our DRC follow-up on Tuesday. The code has been recommended that we change it slightly. And so on that condition in the staff report, it says that we are going to look at doing a code amendment for 30% obscured from and natural grade. Going back to the site plan, I just want to point this out, and the reason that will change. So when you look at this building from the top of Ring Road down, you'll see that we can only see probably about 52% of it is obscured from the slope. There's 233 feet from the back of the building footprint to the property line that the city owns. So there's those things that are in play. After speaking with Mark and Kevin and Rulon, we've decided to make it just, the code amendment will be for public buildings only. So that Title 1916-051 will have an exception to exempt public buildings. Now, it doesn't mean, we're going to come back and hopefully that pending ordinance will be before the city council on the 7th with a resolution. And so what you have in the staff report will actually change the code amendment for right now, based on that pending ordinance that we have the resolution for on the 7th, will be just for public buildings. We're going to look at this code a little more in depth to create it for citywide, for everyone, not just public buildings, because we feel like, we're getting into that stage with commercial development and so forth, that some of that is going to be on hillsides, or there is going to be grades involved that will, having that kind of an expanse every 40 feet to do an building articulation by popping out a horizontal foot or a vertical elevation shift or something like that. It can be pricey, but when it's up against a hill and it's not being seen by the public, we don't see a need for that kind of building articulation. So we're still going to play with that code a little bit. So you'll see that code amendment come for you at a later date. But in order to get this facilitated and meet the city's deadline for building materials and so forth, these are prefabbed walls. The fire department needs these extra bays. We're trying to get this going quickly. So with that, they do meet the colors and materials. Where this is concerned, the building footprint is 59 feet long, so it misses it by 19 feet on that building articulation and so forth. So we will be doing that. The building materials have been ordered by direction of the city council, because we didn't want to miss the building window. So these are the colors and materials, and with that, staff recommends approval with the conditions stated in the staff report with the amendment that I mentioned. Any questions? Long explanation.
Oh, wait. Okay, thank you for that.
Yep.
And so I'm going to open up the commission, or the questions to the commission. It's actually Commissioner Wilden first, and then we'll have.
Yeah. Is there any problem with us approving it conditional on the amendment passing?
No, because this will go before the or the city council on the 7th as well, but we have that resolution that will be presented before the or before the city council. And so that will go into effect, and it's good for 180 days. So basically that becomes the ordinance, right? That will be followed. So I don't see that being a problem with that resolution being approved at the city council on the 7th.
Okay, so there's precedence in us doing this?
Correct.
Okay,
Unless Rulon says differently. Okay.
all right, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Hill?
Gina, thank you for the thoroughness of this. Again, under the building articulation, I understand that this is unique because of a couple of things. I think it's a public building. We need the additional protection down south. We're growing.
Correct.
Down there. And the thought of having to build a standalone some other place is so costly. This is a
Right.
cost-effective way of taking care of what we need. We have the land, we have the facilities there. It just makes all the sense in the world. I was very pleased to take a look at the view of the addition onto the existing building from the street. It just blends all together.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be able to say, oh, there's the addition and that.
Right.
And to me, having it obscured in the back, it just makes all the sense that we need to amend that. And if we need to do it for
Yeah.
public building initially, because I could see some problematic things commercially,
Right.
especially looking from the back. But if I remember Ring Road, you know, it's going to be commercial over on
Right.
that west side.
Exactly.
You know, and we've gone through that. We don't know exactly what it's going to look at, but we've seen the plan, that purple area, I think, and we know that's going to be commercial. We know that, if I'm not mistaken, the electrical easement goes right through there also, so there's going to be some
power line.
land that's not going to be developed there. So from my perspective, you know, that condition makes all the sense in the world for us to move forward. All the other code is in compliance. So great job, and I felt really comfortable with the
Thank you.
presentation.
Is that Commissioner Hill? That's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, I'll make my comments then. On the first page, okay, so on the first page of the staff report, under adjacent uses, or next to adjacent uses, it says commercial, secular, and undeveloped land. What is the secular?
Is the LDS churches, there's actually two of them. One you can see there directly south, and then one's kind of southwest. Get my directions right. And then the regional commercial on the front and
Okay.
residential. I guess I neglected to put residential, but
So, okay, so maybe my understanding of secular is wrong then.
secular is, well, I think of education and religious.
No, secular is not religious.
It's opposite. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I was
Okay,
thinking.
That's,
Sorry.
okay. So,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So it's, okay, so
My
that's what
I was
it meant
thinking,
something else. Okay,
I should
no-
have
no
looked
problem.
up the word.
Okay, so I was wondering what that was, but now it makes
Sorry.
sense. And then on the last sentence of paragraph A, executive summary, it says, this is the last sentence, a code amendment will be required to allow for an exception when the rear of a building is at least 30% obscured from public view by natural grade / topography. Elevation shifts are not required. I think it's missing some kind of punctuation somewhere. I think maybe, is it natural grade topography, natural grade / topography, comma, or maybe semicolon, elevation shifts are not required?
Correct.
We actually want to strike that whole thing,
Okay,
Yeah.
just make an exception. So for number 4, we would recommend that you change that, just that a code amendment is forthcoming that addresses this.
Okay.
We're going to take what we call pending ordinance to the city council, and that process allows us to put an ordinance in place temporarily while we work on formal ordinance. So that's what we're going to do when this goes to the council, which is why you can approve it with a condition, and we'll work on the language to make it better.
okay. Thank you for that, because that makes sense that, well, at least I don't have to worry about that then. And then I wanted to ask, based on what you're, telling us, that you'd like to do, what we have to change. And so it sounds like what we have to change then for a motion is condition number 4, and we say code amendment is in the works. Is that what you said?
Right.
Okay, so if we say something like code amendment is in the works, then that takes care of what you were asking.
Correct.
What you were talking about. Okay, great. All right. Okay. Yes, Commissioner Mangum.
Thank you. I had a quick question on that same 4. When it says the building is at least 30% obscured from the public view, where is that when you're standing right at the,
So from
near the
public-
property line?
Well, and that's what we're changing, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Just ignore that whole line. Essentially, it's going to be from public view. That's what the pending ordinance, or from public, it will be exempt, that whole section will be exempt for public buildings. So that's what the pending ordinance is going to say. So we're not even going to bring that up until we bring a code amendment to you for you to review.
So we're going to review this whole code amendment thing.
Yes. So number 4 basically needs to just be that code amendment will
To be determined.
be determined, right?
Got it.
For
I'll
building
I'll
articulation.
leave it,
Right.
leave it alone, because I don't understand
Kind of, yeah.
so much right now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Sorry. It's
That's it.
a
Thank
little
you.
more complex because it's almost like we're putting the cart before the horse. But I mean, this is a timely matter. And so we're trying to do it so that things can get rolling. So,
Basically, I wrote that language really quick, and when everybody looked at it, they had your same questions. So we're gonna strike that language and we'll bring you something better.
yes.
Or simpler, so.
All right, thank you. Is that it, Commissioner Mangum? Okay. All right, and I also just wanted to add that I thank you for moving the trees instead of just getting rid of them, because we do have, ordinances about if you remove a tree that's there, then you have to replace it, and it looks like you're following that, so that's terrific. And it's nice to have some older trees that are going to survive there. So that's nice. And then also, I'm glad that you're also considering, although, it may initially be public buildings for that code amendment, that you're also considering that for the
Right.
other types, other uses, just because it has been already said, particularly in the southern part of the city, well, maybe not even particular there, but, we have a lot of elevation areas where maybe it is asking for too much to have, four-sided architecture for
Right.
something that's not going to be seen by anybody but the owner. So,
Right.
yeah, I think, even if it doesn't happen, at least you're considering it. I think that's really nice.
Right. And we noticed that there would be some issues with that 30% obscure for commercial buildings. So that's why we need to basically go back to the drawing board and see how it applies across the city, so that when we get another development come in, a commercial development, how is that going to apply to different areas in the city, so that we can apply it across the board rather than just with public buildings. So
That's terrific. All right, thank you for that. And also thank you for a clean application as well. Thank you. Okay, so if no other questions, then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that the planning commission forward a recommendation for approval to the city council for the South Fire Station site plan major amendment located at 2021 South Ring Road with the findings and conditions in the staff report.
All right, thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second that.
Okay. We have a second. Any questions to the motion?
Do we need to mention
Yeah,
anything about
actually-
number 4?
Yeah, I didn't remember hearing you say anything about the number 4.
Okay, so,
Thank you for,
so under conditions, there will be a, what are we calling that special? A pending ordinance. So section, or number 4, section 1916, 05, 01, will have that pending motion attached to it.
Right.
do we need to strike the number 4?
You can strike number 4.
Okay, strike number 4 and then just add the pending motion.
Right, so that's a legislative action that the council looks at before you see it. And we had to do it that way to get this approved in time, so.
Will Commissioner Hill's motion satisfy what you need?
I believe so.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you for the amendment to the amendment commission or condition. Now with that, do you agree, Commissioner Mangum, with that change?
I second that.
Okay, terrific. All right, so any questions to the motion? All right, all those in favor? Vote aye.
Aye.
All those, aye. All those against? All right, again, unanimous. Pass.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, it looks like we're now at the approval of the minutes for the April 11th, 2024 meeting, Planning Commission meeting. Did everyone get a chance to make any comments about the minutes or would like to make any comments?
Nope.
Nope, at this time. Okay, so it looks like minutes are good. I open for a motion.
So I'll move to approve the minutes for the Thursday, April 11th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Commissioner Mangum was second. Any questions? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any against? All right, that passes unanimously as well. Okay, next, commissioner comments. Any comments that anybody has? Okay, looks like we don't have any today. And we'll go to the director's report.
Okay. Your next meeting will be May 16th. In May, we changed the meeting dates. So at the last meeting, we voted and we made. So May 16th and May 30th will be the meeting dates in May. We'll have several items for you. We have several in the works right now. And then May 30th, we are planning to do the Open Meetings Act training that evening, and Rulon will lead that. So if you can attend, then you don't have to catch up later. And since our last meeting, hold on, let me see. We did not have a council meeting. So the 23rd, there was no meeting that date. And so I don't really have any updates since our last meeting.
Okay, thank you for that. And do we have any need to go into a closed session today?
No.
All right. Well, it looks like that's really it, unless there's any other. That's okay. Well, then the meeting's adjourned.
Good job.
Excellent. I will be absent our next meeting on the 9th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the 9th, we don't have a meeting.